The man with the plan if you don't know. Hey, hey, I was down bad, now my pockets like a sumo. Brody in the can for the you know. Hey, hey, gotta get them bands so he sturdy when he come on, man. Way before the rapping, they ain't see me. Hey, hey, now they on my day because they watch me on the TV.
Yo, what's the word, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? We back with another reaction. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit the link in the description. Join the Discord. This right here was a request. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to get this out the way. You know what I'm saying? Get my perspective, get my opinion. So today we're going to be reacting to how the feds solved the Ybc Dul'S murder. If you don't know who Ybc Dul'S was, I believe he was like one of the YNs out of Philly. But, you know, I ain't with all the talking, so let's get directly into the video. You heard? Let's go.
Ybc Dul'S' brutal death shook up the Philly drill scene, but the story behind what really went down is crazier than anyone thought. Ybc Dul'S' death was actually the last death of a wild shooting spree that ended with a teenager and his mom both getting charged with murder. And today, we're gonna break the whole thing down. Ybc Dul'S was killed on August 23rd, 2024, after some shooters caught him in traffic with his homies and aired out the whip. The shooters crashed out in broad daylight right in front of security cameras, and it didn't take the cops long to start breaking the case down. Just 2 weeks after.
And that's what a lot of these YNs gotta understand, yo. There's cameras everywhere. Everywhere. There's cameras everywhere, whether it's stores, ring cameras, street cameras, traffic cameras. Like, these YNs really be crashing out, bro. And it's sad because, you know what I'm saying, some of them just don't even be doing shit properly. I ain't gonna hold you, a lot of these YNs, they just emotionally unstable, bro. And that's all it be. And not even just with the YNs. A lot of these just niggas in general, these niggas be emotionally unstable. And it take one wrong thing to just set a nigga off, and these niggas is willing to risk their lives, you know what I'm saying? Sit in jail for the rest of their life over some dumb shit. Shit is crazy. But back to the video, bro.
After Dul'S' death, the cops booked a 16-year-old named Aiden Waters for killing him. According to the
Look, 16 years old, bro. So now, you know what I'm saying, ain't no more juvenile shit. They gonna charge your ass as an adult. And what that mean, nigga? You doing at least 25 to life. Minimum. And you a young black man, they gonna railroad that nigga, pause, and they gonna throw the book at him. Broad daylight too? These YNs be tripping with no shoelaces. But back to the video.
The cops, Ybc Dul'S wasn't the only dude Aiden Waters took out though. They claim that Aiden Waters was involved with 3 shootings in just 5 days, and the feds have a ton of evidence to put him away for life. Aiden Waters allegedly reps a crew called Fast Break, and the cops said that they were tearing the city up in 2024. But the shootings that ended with Ybc Dul'S getting killed all started with a car getting stolen on August 14th. According to the paperwork, an unnamed witness called Witness Number 2.
The first crimes police say they linked Waters took place 9 days before Vix was killed. That began with the theft of a 2018 white Kia Sportage from an apartment building in Cheltenham Township. Police say Waters, also known as A-Boy, paid another teen $100 for the stolen car. Look at this bullshit. These niggas is paying $100 for stolen V's. Crazy. Anyway, 3 days later, on August 17th, 2 young men held up a couple at gunpoint outside La Casino in South Philadelphia and fled in that same white Kia.
Told the cops that he knew a dude named Julius who stole a 2018 Kia Sportage from an apartment building parking lot so he could sell it to a dude named A-Roy. Then 3 days later, 2 dudes used the Kia when they went to the live casino in South Philly and robbed 2 people at gunpoint. They stole a Rolex, a designer bag, and cash. But luckily, nobody got hurt during that situation. One day after the robbery went down, 2 dudes rode down 500 Centner Street in another stolen whip and started shooting. They hit a 14-year-old in the leg and grazed a 43-year-old dude in the stomach. But
And see, that's another thing. A lot of these niggas out here that be shooting shit don't have no aim whatsoever. These niggas don't go to gun ranges. They don't do no target practice. And the target practice they do is other niggas. And a lot of the times, they don't even be hitting their target, bro. This shit is sad, bro.
shooters weren't finished yet. Just a few hours later, a teenager named Marquise Saunders was sitting in his car with his homies on the 200 block of East Duncannon Street when the shooters pulled up and started airing out the.
Look at that shit. That's am I 49 potential. That could be, it could, you know what I'm saying? It might not all be shell casings. Could just be an evidence marker. But yo, if that's 49 shell casings, yo, bro, it only take one, bro. It only take one. And if you want to make sure the job's done, it only takes 3. But god damn.
The whip. Marquise Saunders was hit in the head and tragically died later that night. After Marquise Saunders was killed, the shooters dumped the getaway car and set it on fire to get rid of the evidence. But the cops found it a couple hours later, and it was clear to them from the jump that the shooters didn't know how to cover their tracks. One of the shooters had hooked.
Police recovered the getaway car used in both shootings 90 minutes later at 6530 North 10th Street. The vehicle, a stolen gray Hyundai, had been doused with bleach and set on fire. But investigators found that a phone had been hooked up to the car's internal system, said Assistant District Attorney Sidney Pope. Data downloaded from that phone led investigators to a series of jails called, Pope said. So not only are these niggas emotionally unstable, these niggas is dumb. What the fuck? You niggas hook up your phone to a stolen goddamn car. Yeah, I bet you the niggas is in there bumping music off that Bluetooth.
Their phone up to the car's system, and that's how the cops were able to get their info and find some crazy jail calls. The cops had already been investigating Fast Break for years. They've been around since 2022, and back then, they were called Headshot Gang. And before the cops started solving the Ybc Dul'S hit, they had already booked a couple Fast Break affiliates for murder.
If every time you see an ad, you just wanna, you need to download Pi. It's a free Chrome extension that blocks ads on all.
Ryan Purcell allegedly killed a dude named Christopher Dowling in February 2024. And a month later, a Fast Break member named Manal Bugs allegedly shot 8 teenagers outside of a high school.
Did this nigga just say that he shot 8? These niggas are serial killers. What the fuck? Like,
when the cops found the burned getaway whip and tracked the phone calls, they found a jail call where a Fast
detectives recovered calls Purcell and other Fast Break members, including Waters, made in August. In one August 19th call, a member of the group told Purcell he spoke of smoking Marmar, which police believed was a reference to the slaying of Saunders earlier that day. The associates used code words like scrimmage to mean a shooting and refer to a homicide as a slam dunk. The fact that they got y'all code words and your lingo and all that is crazy.
Break affiliate told Ryan Purcell he was smoking Marmar, which was allegedly a reference to Marquise Saunders. And in another call, Aiden Waters told Ryan Purcell that there were 2 different scrimmages in one day. Scrimmages are what they call shootings, and a slam dunk was when they actually killed someone. According to the cops,
the following day, Purcell spoke with Waters, who used the same set of code words. There were 2 different scrimmages in one day, Waters told Purcell. According to the records, 1 slam dunk and 1 went in and out. Police believe this was in reference to the shooting on Setner Street and the double shooting on homicide on Duncannon Street hours later.
Aiden Waters self-snitched like crazy about the 2 shootings that went down on the same day when he told Ryan Purcell they had 1 slam dunk and 1 went in and out. At the time, nobody knew that the whips getting stolen, the robbery at the casino.
It's crazy that in Philly they got a vehicle theft ring, because that's more, well, I'm not gonna say it's crazy but that's more of a Jersey thing. If you know anything about Jersey, specifically like Newark and all them other counties, that was the car theft capital. Like, niggas was going crazy with the GTA in New Jersey.
And the shootings were all connected, but Fast Break was crashing out like crazy, and they weren't finished yet. On August 23rd, Ybc Dul'S and his homie Baby 35th Street were driving down the road when a stolen Kia Sportage pulled up next to him. Dul'S and Baby 35th Street were blocked in by traffic and couldn't get out of the way. And that's
because them niggas, like, RIP to the people, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody chooses their path. But there's plenty of ways they could have got up out of that situation. They was lacking. They could have threw that bitch in reverse. They could have jumped this curve, jumped on the sidewalk. Shit, the passenger, he could even jumped out the V and started skedaddling. But that's why they say, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. For real. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, people got to understand energy and universal law, which is the same energy you put out is going to be the same energy you get back. That's why it's best to be always positive, no matter the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because you never really know what be on people's minds. No, you never know how people really truly feel about you. That's like, you know what I'm saying? You got to live by the universal law. If you always positive, you know what I'm saying? You got certain protection that walk with you. You know what I'm saying? But that's another topic for another video.
That's when the dudes in the Sportage started shooting. Dude got hit at least 3 times, and by the time he got to the hospital, it was already too late. The shooters drove off and burned the whip, but the cops found it and were still able to get fingerprints off of it and found some shell cases inside too. By that point, the cops already had a bunch of evidence, but they still didn't know how everything was connected. At first, they didn't even know exactly where Ybc Dul'S.
Rapper affiliated with Philadelphia street gang Ybc shot dead in Olney. Sources have identified the victim as Abdul Vix, a well-known rapper affiliated with the gang Young Bag Chasers.
Had been killed, but then the video of his death came out and the cops went to the scene and found more shell cases. The biggest piece of evidence they had was the jail calls where Fast Break affiliates were talking about the shootings. Then the cops dusted the
The night Vix was killed, police said they recovered the shooter's getaway car on the 6900 block of North 15th Street. The car, which had been stolen in Cheltenham Township a week earlier, had been burned, but detectives recovered ballistic evidence inside, as well as a series of fingerprints along the doors, the affidavit say. Like, these niggas are sloppy. That shit is crazy, bro. Throwing their life away, man.
Kia Sportage for prints and found 3 different sets inside the whip. One of the fingerprints came from
those fingerprints and bullet casings, as well as witness interviews, surveillance footage, and jail calls, ultimately led the detectives to Waters and Williams. Shit's crazy. That's why I was raised. If you're going to do the dirt by yourself, because you ain't going to tell it yourself. Shit is crazy. And they got caught by their own sloppiness.
Witness number 2. He's the one who told the cops about.
The first crimes police say they linked to Waters took place 9 days before Vix was killed and began with the theft of a 2018 white Kia Sportage. Not reading all that shit. It's the same shit they be posting.
About Julius stealing the Kia and selling it to A-Roy. A-Roy's real name is Aiden Waters, and it turns out that witness number 2 was lying to the cops at first. Witness number 2 claimed he didn't have anything to do with stealing the whip and had never been inside of it, but later he told the cops a different story. Witness number 2 had been booked for a gun charge one day before Ybc Dul'S got killed, and he gave the cops a ton of info about Fast Break. Witness number 2 said he had hung out with A-Roy a few times, but didn't know his real name. He gave the cops A-Roy's Instagram handle though, and the cops knew that it was Aiden Waters' IG. On August 31st, the cops went to Aiden Waters' crib with a search warrant, and that's when they really broke the whole case open. When they went inside the crib, the
police searched Waters' homes on August 31st and recovered multiple firearms. These niggas is tripping. According to the affidavit, in the teen's room and on top of his bed, investigators found a black 10mm Glock with an obliterated serial number, red switch attachment, and loaded extended magazine. They also found a Rolex, an empty 9mm gun box, a gun laser attachment, and a purple Glock black plate. So this nigga had the switchy with the Rolex. Tragedy.
cops found a loaded 10mm Glock with a switch and extended magazine in Aiden Waters' room. They also found an empty 9mm gun box and a Rolex, which allegedly came from the robbery at the casino before all the shootings went down. Then the cops went to the basement and found 8 cell phones and a 9mm Glock that had been reported stolen. Aiden Waters told the cops that he found the 10mm Glock at Fisher Park a few days before, but the 9mm Glock in the basement was the biggest piece of evidence. The cops already had a ton of ballistic evidence from the shootings and the...
So of course these niggas fucking kept the murder weapon. And if you gonna keep... Oh my... Shut up. But what? Why, bro? At least switch out the barrel.
The 9mm Glock matched all 3 of them.
Las víctimas de accidentes de auto tienen derechos, pérdida de salario, dolor, sufrimiento, gastos médicos.
Aiden Waters got booked on 2 murder counts, 6 attempts, and other charges, but the cops weren't done yet. The next dude they booked was an alleged Fast Break affiliate named Rashawn Williams. His prints were found in the Kia Sportage that was used during the Ybc Dul'S hit too. Then they booked a 3rd alleged shooter named Nair Briscoe. According to the cops, Aiden Waters, Rashawn Williams, and Nair Briscoe were all celebrating Ybc Dul'S death.
Just moments after the teen shot and killed West Philadelphia rapper Abdul Vix, prosecutors say they drove to their friend's home and celebrated. Check your mans in the car. Check the Citizens app, says 16-year-old. And they bragging about it.
and Nair Briscoe even told one of his homies that he killed Dul. According to the cops, Nair Briscoe was talking to someone on Instagram and said, "You're talking to one of the killers right now." That still wasn't the end of the story though, because Aiden Waters' mom, LaToya Donaldson, got wrapped up in the case too. She had a ring security system in her crib, and when the cops got the footage, they caught her allegedly handing a rifle to Rashawn Williams right before the Ybc Dul hit, and now she's
So she's giving him the blicks. This whole situation is crazy.
facing a murder charge too. Helping your son and his homies kill their ops is crazy, but this
Big crazy. Big crazy. Like if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? Like you might as well just take the whole rap for your son. Real shit. Makes no sense for everybody to go down.
This isn't the first time LaToya has been wrapped up in some legal drama. She was arrested back in October for drug possession, receiving stolen property, and possession of an instrument of crime, and the case is still open. Between 2009 and 2018, LaToya was also arrested for multiple counts of theft and spent a few months in jail.
No wonder. She's a booster. Oh shit. She out here hitting up all the Macy's, all the Walmarts. Know what I'm saying? She was one of them ones. You need it, she gonna go and get it, you heard? She gonna put them stockings on with them extra baggy pants. She gonna stuff them bitches. Oh shit.
She has a long rap sheet for drugs and theft already, but this is definitely the most serious case of her life, and a lot of people are already saying that she'll flip on her son and the rest of the crew to save herself. Aiden has no past criminal record, and when he was a kid, he was a track star. In 2017, when he was only 7 years old, he was even on the cover of ESPN magazine.
And look at this. He could have been something. He could have been somebody. But he got his moms giving him rifles and shit like that, bro. And that'd be some and that'd be some of us black men's biggest downfall. It be your own mama, bro. Shit is sad, man.
For being a national champion in the 1500 meter, but it seems like his environment made him go down a different path, and now he's facing some serious charges, including murder, arson, conspiracy, and gun charges. Aiden Waters was the first dude they booked for killing Ybc Dul, but now the cops don't think he was actually there when it went down. They said that Nair Briscoe and Rashawn Williams are the ones who pulled the trigger on Ybc Dul, but Aiden Waters is still gonna go to trial because he helped plan the hit and is the one who allegedly bought the stolen whips and gave him the gun.
Look, so now he's going down for just being an accessory. Life thrown away. Gone. Now, who's to say he couldn't have been our next Olympic track star? You know what I'm saying? Dumb shit, man.
The cops don't think Aiden Waters was on the Ybc Dul hit, but they claim that he killed Marquise Saunders with Nair Briscoe. Both of them were allegedly bragging about the shooting after it went down, and Nair Briscoe told someone that he left Marquise Saunders' head in his lap. The situation isn't looking good for anyone in the case right now, especially because the cops are already working with witness number 2 and getting info from them. But even without the snitching, there was already a ton of evidence against the shooters. The cops had cell phone records, surveillance footage, and a gun that matched all 3 shootings. Plus, they were all bragging about the hits on social media, so it was only a matter of time before the cops put it all together. It seems like the case is pretty much closed already, but a lot of people are still wondering why Fast Break crashed out on Ybc Dul like that. Some people think they just did it for the clout because Ybc Dul is one of the hottest street rappers in the city, but there's also rumors going around that Ybc Dul's ops paid for the hit. Ybc Dul had a ton of buzz on his name, but a lot of that came from him being one of the most disrespectful rappers in the game. He had ops all over Philly and was allegedly getting into shootouts in other cities too. People started calling Dul Mr. Disrespectful because he was dissing the ops so much, and there were a lot of sets that would want to take him out. Fast Break had already been crashing out, and everyone knew they had shooters in the crew. So if it was a paid hit, then it would make sense that they'd be given the job. There's also rumors that Fast Break killed Ybc Dul because he was dissing a dude named Surf from the Mont. Ybc Dul dissed him on tracks like The Wait Is Over when he rapped, "Surf from the Mont died in that V just like Paul Walker. We ain't need a drop on Q Rizzy."
Yo, why they had to bring Paul Walker in? Like, disrespectful, bro.
We caught that nigga walking. Ybc had a lot of beef with the Mont, and some people think Ybc Dul was involved with the hit on Surf from the Mont. And according to some sources, Surf from the Mind have family ties to Fast Break, but there's no proof that the YBC Dul hit was actually personal for Fast Break. Fast Break was really chasing clout in the streets, and right now it looks like they just saw the opportunity to take out a big name and jumped on it. Fast Break doesn't even have a lot of rappers in the crew, and they just been crashing out. Plus, there's no evidence that anyone's been paying them for hits. Nobody really knows why Fast Break took Dul out yet, but there's already one witness working with the cops, so the truth will probably come out eventually. And if they were actually paid for killing Dul, the cops probably already know about it, and they'll be making more arrests soon. Ybc.
Crazy. But yo, that's the reaction, you know what I'm saying? To how the feds saw the Ybc Dul'S murder. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? On to the next one, you heard?